Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel and welcome to bonus weather video number 1 for this week, and we're going to be talking about gases and baseball. So we're going to combine a little science with a little sports here. So it shouldn't be all that difficult to strike up a conversation about this, right? And it's definitely fair to say that the discussion of air density is on deck. So let's get on to it here. So you remember the old song Classical Gas? If I had been able to figure out a way to play that as background music for this video, I would have done it. But here is the chemical composition of the atmosphere. Nitrogen makes up 78% of it, oxygen 21%, and then the other 1% are made up by a number of different gases. Argon is the biggest one, but then there's also gases like carbon dioxide and methane and water vapor and so forth, okay? Now, one interesting thing about carbon dioxide, even though it occupies such a small, teeny percentage of the overall atmosphere, if it did not exist at the level that it currently is, the Earth would be an uninhabitable ice ball, okay? And I'm not just talking just about carbon dioxide, other greenhouse gases as well, like methane, water vapor, and so forth. But if they didn't exist, and the teeny amount that they do, the Earth's average temperature would be 60 degrees Fahrenheit colder than it is right now, and life would be non-existent. So it's amazing to me how such a small percentage of something, such a teeny amount, can make the difference between the planet supporting life and the planet not supporting life. So I've always found that to be fascinating. Okay, so I'm sure you remember seeing this from back in your school days, the periodic table of all of the elements that we know of in the world. And each of these elements has a certain number of protons and neutrons and electrons, and then you have the atomic weight of each one of those elements. And that's the one thing that I want to really focus in on here. So nitrogen exists in what we call a molecular form. So it's N2, or 2 atoms of nitrogen. And also oxygen exists in a molecular form as well, 2 atoms of oxygen, or O2. So the atomic weight of nitrogen is 14, and so you take that times 2, and you get 28. And the atomic weight of oxygen is 16. You take 2 times that, and you get 32. And you add 28 and 32, and you get 60. Okay, so that's the atomic weight of 99% of the atmosphere. Now, let's take a look at water, water vapor all by itself. H2O, which you've all heard of, I'm sure. So the atomic weight of hydrogen is just a smidgen over 1. And so we've got 2 atoms of that. So you multiply 1 times 2, and you get 2. And then oxygen, we already know the atomic weight of that is 16, and we've only got 1 atom of oxygen in H2O. So you add 16 to 2, and you get 18. Now, let me go backwards here. The atomic weight of 99% of the atmosphere is 60 between nitrogen and oxygen, and the atomic weight of water is 18. So it's a lot less, okay? So think about this, and I say, are you listening, Pete Alonso, who is the Mets' big home run hitter? But I wonder what your favorite team is. You have a hitter that has a propensity to hit home runs, and so this is important information for them, okay? So if more of the atmosphere is occupied by water vapor, then the overall atomic weight of the air actually goes down because more of the atmosphere is occupied by water vapor as opposed to the other gases in the atmosphere. Now, again, this is a very, very small difference, okay? But it does actually make the air a little lighter. So the addition of water vapor to the air makes it less dense, thus allowing the baseball to actually travel farther. And I know that I always thought like this as a kid that, oh my gosh, it's so muggy outside and the air is quote unquote heavy. So anybody trying to hit a baseball through that is just asking for trouble, right? I mean, that ball's just not going to go anywhere. Well, it's actually exactly the opposite, okay? The ball is actually going to go a little farther in a very, very muggy atmosphere than it is in one that is fairly dry. Now, again, the difference is not massive, but muggy air is not a detriment to home run hitters. In fact, it actually helps them a little bit. All right, that's bonus weather video number 1 for this week. And we got to it right off the bat, so I hope you appreciated that. It didn't go all that terribly long. We will be back with another bonus weather video on Friday, and of course another daily update coming up tomorrow. We hope you will join us for both of those. So without further ado, or further frost, you have a wonderful Tuesday evening, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. Take care.